The architecture of an empire. Why Motogp is rebuilding its entire rulebook to stop the Ducati juggernaut. Inside the sterile, high-tech halls of Borgo Panigale, the atmosphere is less about celebration and more about a calculated, almost cold obsession with the future. While the rest of the world watches the Desmosedici dominate every Sunday, the architects of this success, CEO Claudio Domenicali and General Manager Gigi Dall'Igna, are already looking past the horizon. They are preparing for a paradigm shift that feels less like a natural evolution and more like a targeted intervention. However, the clock is ticking. The 2026 season will mark the end of the 1000cc era, a cycle that Ducati has mastered so thoroughly that the governing bodies have been forced to hit the reset button. The upcoming Regulasi Motogp 2027 is not just a change in numbers, it is a fundamental restructuring of the sport's DNA, designed specifically to level a playing field that has tilted heavily toward the Italian red. During the recent presentation of the Desmosedici GP26, Claudio Domenicali made a comparison that sent ripples through the paddock. He spoke of Michael Schumacher's legendary run with Ferrari in Formula One, a period of unchallenged dominance that redefined the sport. When we won the first title with Pecco, I said in interviews that I wanted not just to win one title, but to start a 5-year winning cycle, like Michael Schumacher did at Ferrari, Domenicali remarked. That 5-year window closes in 2026. The challenge now is to transcend that cycle and push into a 6th, 7th, and 8th year of success. But the 2027 regulations represent a wall. The transition from 100cc to 850cc engines is the headline change, but the nuance lies in what is being taken away. The removal of ride height devices and the drastic reduction in aerodynamic freedom are direct strikes at the heart of Ducati's technical philosophy. For years, Gigi Dall'Igna has been the sport's premier disruptor, finding loopholes and weird things, as Domenicali calls them, that left rivals like Yamaha and Honda scrambling for answers. To understand why the 2027 rules are so drastic, we have to analyze the current tactical setup of the Desmosedici. Ducati's dominance wasn't built on raw horsepower alone, it was built on geometry. They were the pioneers of the whole shot and ride height devices, systems that allow the bike to squat during acceleration, lowering the center of gravity and preventing wheelies without cutting power. We were the first to see the opportunity in this field, and we gained an advantage, Domenicali noted, recalling how Ducati utilized similar tech in World Superbike as far back as 2001. By the time the rest of the grid figured out how the Desmosedici was exiting corners so much faster, the gap was already too wide to bridge. The 2027 regulations effectively ban these corrections. The goal is to simplify the bikes, moving away from the transformer style of racing, where the bike's shape changes multiple times per lap. From a political and regulatory standpoint, the message is clear. The sport wants to stop Ducati from out-engineering the competition before the lights even go out. While the engineers battle over millimeteric aero fins, the human narrative remains the most viral aspect of the sport. The current landscape features a fascinating chemistry within the Ducati camp. You have Pecco Bagnaia, the embodiment of the Ducati system, smooth, methodical, and perfectly synced with the bike's electronics. Then you have the arrival of Marc Marquez, a rider who spent a decade overriding the flaws of the Honda and is now discovering what happens when his immense talent meets the best machinery on the grid. The internal rivalry between Bagnaia and Marquez is the ultimate pressure test for Ducati's management. How do you maintain a Schumacher-esque cycle when you have two alpha riders capable of taking points off each other? The 2026 season will be the final act of this era, a high-stakes drama where the philosophy of the team will be tested as much as the chemistry of the garage. As we approach the Motogp reset, the question isn't just about who has the fastest bike, but who has the best intuition. The reduction to 850cc will change the power delivery and the physical demand on the riders. The bikes will become more pure, but as Domenicali warns, a simpler rulebook doesn't necessarily mean a more competitive one if one team finds the next big secret. The rules aim to simplify the rules as much as possible so that Ducati does not create something weird, Domenicali admitted. But our team is smart, so we'll see if we can find a loophole in some part of the regulations. This is the essence of the deep dive into Ducati's psyche. They aren't afraid of the change. They are motivated by the bet they've made with themselves. Can they win when the deck is stacked against them? Can Gigi Dall'Igna find a way to make an 850cc bike behave like a 1000cc monster? The road to 2027 is the most significant narrative in ball-up motor today. It is a story of an empire trying to outrun its own shadow and a sport trying to reclaim its balance. Whether Ducati continues its reign or the new regulations finally break the cycle, one thing is certain: the era of the weird things has changed MotoGP.